In 1635, Japan thought the rest of the world was a bit sus and decided to close itself up like an emo teenager. This started the isolation period of Japan called the Sakoku. It took 200 years for Japan to realize that maybe actually life is worth living and being by themselves is just not the answer. Yokohama was one of the first places to open up after Japan as a country gave up on its hikikomori ways. Thanks to that, there's a rich history of foreign influence, which ripples can be still seen to this day if you pay close enough attention when walking around here. For example, jazz used to be banned during the World War because it was considered enemy music, but once America cocked Japan after the war, they brought jazz with them to Yokohama, which is why there are still a lot of jazz bars in the port of Yokohama.
As the deadline approaches for Japanese brides that can be brought to the United States, more couples flock to the authorities to register. Don Murray from Dallas, Texas, and his bride Teruko Ito register their intentions, as do many other happy couples who make the consulate one of the busiest spots in Yokohama.
There are still old cemeteries from Meiji period with gravestones of foreign missionaries who were hacked up by samurais on the street for being filthy gaijin. And of course there's Chinatown. Japanese government didn't allow the Chinese to live outside of designated areas, so they just created their own little spot in the Yokohama Pier. Even though I find Yokohama historically more interesting than Tokyo, I'm not really sure if it's worth visiting, but let's find out. Yokohama is slightly south of Tokyo, about 30 minutes by train. I mean, it's basically like New Jersey to New York, Rotterdam to Amsterdam, Vantaa to Helsinki, Faladar to Varok, asshole to pussy, I mean, you get the idea. First of all, it's kind of easy to make the mistake like, okay, Yokohama is just the Yokohama station and all that area, but that's not true. I don't recommend going to Yokohama station area. There's stores, restaurants and all that, but no character in my opinion. Yeah, you can do anything there, like go bowling, get drunk, but you can do that anywhere else, right? So if you're tight on time, just skip it. Just take a train straight to Sakuragicho, which is pretty much the closest station to Minato Mirai that Yokohama is mostly famous for. If I ever made a real girlfriend instead of my current pillow one, this is where I would go for a date. The area looks great on the evening, but it's not too bad on the daytime either. There's lots to see, and if you wanna spend some cash, you can go up to the landmark tower observatory desk, ride the cable car, go on the shitty rides, and you know, do whatever normies do. Just watch out for the possible kaiju battle. From here on I would walk to Akarenga, the red brick warehouse. There's people fishing or taking their dog for a walk, nothing special, but you know, it's a nice area and you can enjoy the fresh sea air of Japan. Next to Akarenga there's Yamashita Park. It used to be full of foreign houses about 100 years ago, but these days it's just a normal nice park. The grass is super nice and I love taking naps there, so that's a definite recommend. It always surprises me how parks in Japan remind me of like an IKEA catalog with like happy families playing around, when I'm used to parks just full of homeless people fighting each other in piss. From here on, the Chinatown is pretty close by, like a stone throws away. Chinatown is alright, usually too full of people, but I mean if you came this far, I don't know why you wouldn't check it out. There's tons of these all-you-can-eat restaurants where they try to like get you in there aggressively, but just don't go. It's not worth it, they suck. Just walk around, eat some snacks, like you don't have to do anything special. One recommendation though, try the bat soup. The area around Chinatown is called Noge, and that's where you find nice places to drink. Noge has the Showa era feel to it, and you'll do just fine as long as you don't enter titty bars or follow any foreigners who try to get you in their bar. I think that's kind of the golden rule of nightlife in Japan in general. Think like the Japanese, and that means be racist to foreigners.
I choose you!
Actually, the Japanese government keeps their giant Gundam right next to the Chinatown to kind of show off power in case the Chinatown wants to revolt. There's this pretty funny video, at least to me on YouTube, where some guy goes around the dangerous Japanese ghetto
I'm going to take you around the most notorious slum district in Yokohama. Are you up for it?
And then they like pretend to leave their supposed film crew behind.
Concerned about standing out, Guy leaves his film crew behind and will instead discreetly film this unusual guided tour by himself.
But you can clearly see there's no fucking crew to begin with. The camera is on the ground. But basically the video is just them walking around the clean, nice streets with old people and pretending to be in danger.
My word, I was expecting something very different to what I am seeing now. Look, as a Porsche just driving down.
Could be a Yakuza, a strong possibility. That is the current Yakuza Headquarters. You can see that door is open there.
Yes.
I'm going to suggest that we just casually walk past it and you just have a quick glance inside as we walk past it, okay?
So here we go.
Bruh. So if you want to see the dangerous Yakuza side of Japan, that's not gonna fucking happen here. But if you want to subscribe to me, please do so, because my life is an empty shell.